Perfect. Right, so yeah, we've got 4 questions, all from Regan. Typical. So the first one was, what was your best football moment so far?
Oh, go on, Seb.
Trying to think of a good one. I've got loads of positive ones, but I don't want to use guys go because I'm trying to narrow one down.
Yeah.
Goodness, I don't think I can.
Yeah, it's a really, really difficult question. I think between us all, I think we've all had some really good footballing memories or moments. But me specifically from a younger stage, anyway. But I think for me, in the current day and age, I'm going to be a little bit out there. Well, I'm going to put it out there and say it's been involved in this club. I think it's.
Right.
I've not been involved in a club that's had a better group of players anyway, that's willing to do what we're trying to do for the causes that we're doing for, and it's just magical to see, really. So I'm going to put it out there and say that's probably one of my better moments, to be honest.
Yeah, no. Love that.
I think I can say, I mean, I've scored plenty of goals in the past and whatever, but nothing feels the same as what this has so far.
Saved you two from answering that one, haven't I?
Pretty much, yeah. It'd be stupid to answer something different now. No, I do think, though, that I've been part of a lot of teams, but, yeah, I don't think there's been a better team feeling than what we've got going at the minute. And just knowing that what's coming in the future, trying to pass the time to get towards that now, it's just getting a bit of a pain. But, yeah, I think being involved with you two and being involved with everyone else has been fantastic. I think what's coming, the best is certainly yet to come. But, yeah, so far I think is what we've done as a group.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah, brilliant. I totally agree.
Right. Question 2. I think we've all answered this anyway, but we'll do it again. Your favourite player of all time?
Well, for me, I got a little bit of a stick on the last video that I did, and my intro video, to be fair, because I actually do support Liverpool, but my boyhood club is Bournemouth. That's where I'm born and bred. I grew up watching them week in, week out. For me, my best player, taking into consideration both teams, I don't know whether you know him or not, was a big guy called Steve Fletcher. Saved Bournemouth from going into extinction a few years ago. And the club wouldn't be where it is today without a last-ditch goal from himself. So I'm going to put it out there and say him. If it was a player from Liverpool, there's only one player in my mind. That has to be Steven Gerrard. World-class player.
I think mine would be, like I said in my video, Danny Haynes, ex-Ipswich player, always scoring against Norwich, scored some vital goals. And just on a personal level, like, since I've met the guy, we've become such good friends, and he's always been there for bad times and good times. It shows that he's more than just a football player, and it sticks out a lot.
Yeah,
I love good, that. Man. Yeah, I love it.
I'm sticking to what I said before, Freddie Eastwood. You know, as a Southend fan, there's one player that if you know any Southend player, it's going to be Freddie Eastwood. The goals he's scored, like, he's got us to the championship. He's gone down as a Southend legend, and yeah, I think that's the one name when you say, I support Southend, everyone goes, Freddie Eastwood. So I think there's a reason they say that, and that's my favourite player of all time.
Good choice. Good choice, mate.
So then, number three. What made you fall in love with football?
That's a really difficult question, isn't it? That's a really difficult question. I think falling in love with football goes in if you're brought up with it, to be honest with you. I mean, my dad is a massive football fan, Everton fan, I must say. So sorry to someone's got to be, haven't they? But I was brought up with football, so I think I just naturally fell into loving the game. Really, I don't think it was something that I just fell in love with just because I liked it. I was brought up with it, I kind of had no choice. But it's the best game on earth, isn't it? So you can't help but fall in love with it.
It's always been a part of my life since I was a kid. I mean, I remember when I was younger, living right next to the Den. All my family were big Millwall fans, so it was always drilled into me, football. Yeah. My first game, my first ever football match was a Tottenham match. Ooh. And then after that, it was,
Yeah.
Fair play. And I think, again, as you say, from a young age, I remember that my mum used to watch Man United a lot on the telly. So I've brought up watching Man United in England. And I think just the more and more I watched football, the more I wanted to get into it, and the more I loved the beautiful game. And yeah, I just think from a young age, that's where the love comes from.
I think that goes for a lot of people, doesn't it? I think the love of football just comes from your background, if you're brought up with it or not. But then again, there's a lot of people that are not brought up with football and still love it. So it swings both ways.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing. And then the last one was, what made you follow the teams you do?
I think personally, I've just pretty much answered that question. As I said, I was born and bred in Bournemouth. It's my hometown. I visit there quite regularly. My family still live down there, and I was just brought up around the local club, really. And my mum used to take me week in, week out to go and watch the games, bless her. So I was just brought up through the love of that. Interest in Liverpool through other avenues in the family. So that's pretty much why I support the teams I do.
So I think mine was, as I said a minute ago, when I was younger, I was always like around the Millwall, Tottenham, all that. And then I remember my dad taking me to my first Ipswich game, as my dad's an Ipswich fan, and I just fell in love with the atmosphere, the stadium, and I've not looked back since. So
Quality.
I think mine comes from what I remember. Mine comes from like year 6. We won a trip to Roots Hall, like a stadium tour, and they was doing Kids for a Quid on that weekend. So we all went. My mum took me, and then like 3 of my mates went as well. And from then, we just kept going and going, and it's just grown into an addiction of, it's not the best club to support because, Jesus, it's been a lot of ups and downs. But yeah, I think that's where the whole Southend United following come from. Just from like one silly school trip, it's grown into like a massive love.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy that one little thing can just set it up, really. It's crazy.
It's odd. Very, very odd. But yeah, I think that's what I remember anyway. It might be different, but that's from the top of my head, that's where that love come from. I can't remember supporting them by choice. I don't remember going, oh yeah, I'll go and support Southend for no reason.
Unless you're Man United, there's a lot of people like that. Eh? I think we had one other question come in our group chat, I think, didn't we? Just shortly ago. So it's from Barry, our goalkeeper Barry. Quite a good question, to be fair. He said, do we think the impact on coronavirus will have a lasting effect on grassroots football, like it probably won't in the professional leagues?
It's tough, and I think going from teams that we've spoke to, like where we've been trying to organise games, a lot of teams are like, oh well, we don't want to because of, like, we want to wait for this whole thing to finish. Now, a lot of teams, there's not talks of a lot of teams saying, oh well, we'll probably fold after this. But I don't know. I'd like to think it's not going to have an impact, but then you've got to think of the end of the grassroots seasons. Just a lot of grassroots teams are going to have lost a lot of money because of all the pitch fees that they've had to pay out, and they're not going to see half of that season through. It's a tough one to predict, I think. But
I think for me personally, I think for me personally, it's not. I don't think you're going to see a problem with the grassroots teams as such, because all of the lower level teams anyway are pretty much self-funded. So, and they always have been. So they've never really had a big financial backing unless you get big sponsors. I think it's going to be the local leagues that perhaps hit the most, because that's where they require the most funding, and they get that funding from it anyway. So I personally don't think. I think there's going to be more of an impact on the professional game than there would on the grassroots game, to be honest with you. Yeah. But for us as a charity team, we're not affected by it at all.
No, it affects us.
Yeah, we're quite fortunate actually. We've not had to once consider this whole global pandemic as the only thing it's impacted for us. Obviously, is dates and trying to figure out where our beginning point is going to be for the year. But I think a lot of teams are going to have it a lot worse, especially higher up in the professional games. But yeah, I mean, we've been quite lucky with the setup we've got. It's not going to affect us at all.
No, and we've been quite fortunate as well that we have had backing from other businesses as well. Whereas there are a lot of other again, teams that don't get that kind of support, but we're getting that support because I think we said it before, we're not a one-trick pony, we're doing something for a cause. So people were happy to help that, whereas perhaps other teams are not that fortunate.
That's the thing as well, what we brought up before, like to get the backing that we've had during, not so much the setup, but during the focus for the rest of the year in the future, to get the backing that we've had now during everything what's going on, I think that does speak volumes, not just for us, but for like the companies and the sponsorships that we've received. So to be able to get that financial backing during what's going on, like the tough times, it is impacting people financially, but we've been fortunate to still get that financial backing. So just, I know I speak it on behalf of the three of us, that it means the world and that it's gone so far already as to what we've already done and like what we've been able to plan for the future.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, mate. Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
But yeah, I do think, hopefully, like to answer Barry's question, like with an underline, I do think grassroots level will be okay. I think anything upwards, like the professional leagues, I know League 2 and League 1 clubs have been strongly considering what the future is anyway, but you know, hopefully they'll be able to finish some sort of season and still get some sort of finances from the end of the season. But I think in terms of grassroots level, we and other clubs should be fine.
You've only really got to look at Twitter and other social media outlets, really, and I've noticed it a little bit, and I'm sure you guys have as well. Is that there are some semi-professional clubs, steps 8 or 9 of the football pyramid, that you are seeing them putting out GoFund pages and things like that. So I think grassroots will be fine. I think it's the middle game that's going to be affected the most, the semi-professional game, because they do still require large amounts of financial backing to operate. Whereas the professional leagues have already pretty much got that strong finance in place anyway. So I think it's going to be the mid-tier football that's going to be affected the most.
Yeah, I think so. It's just difficult times. Like, it's hard to say what's going to happen when, especially with what's going on. But in terms of what's going to happen to other clubs as well, not just around us, but around the country, with what's happened, you'd like to think that it's not going to affect people as much as it will. But until we actually have an end point, it's hard to really say, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree, mate. But we just have to move on, keep going, don't we? That's all we can do.
Yeah, that's it. Grit and bear it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But talking of moving on, we have actually started planning for the future, and I didn't realise we've got as many games penciled in as we have actually, until I've just got the list up. But we have got a beginning, which still is nice, you know. We've got a beginning from the 26th of July. We actually start life this year on the road against SE Wanderers, which I don't really know much about, to be honest. But us restarting again for this year or for the season coming.
Yeah, SE Wanderers.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Sorry, mate.
No, go on.
So again, we were contacted out of the blue by SC Wanderers. Again, they had a previous team and they've decided to start up again. So it's just a simple fact that they contacted us and asked if we wanted the game, really. So and it slots in quite nicely for a bit of a warm-up game for our future charity event. So it's just a nice one to have. Again, a little bit of an away day as well.
I think actually, with what you were just saying, we are quite lucky that we've got these so far only two warm-up games before we start the charity events. But I think we've been quite fortunate to be able to get in against SC Wanderers first, again on the road, and then one a little bit closer to home against Hockley Town, which would be nice. Again, they're a new team, just getting prepared for the season ahead. But to have another two warm-up games before the charity events start, I do think will put us in quite a nice position.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's face it, we can't train or anything like that at the moment until we get the nod that we can. The social distancing is going to be relaxed. So we have to have those couple of warm-up games. Yeah, we are a charity team. We go out there and raise money for charity, but we also want to be competitive in doing so as well. So it's important that we do have warm-up games to kickstart us.
Yeah, two brilliant warm-up games ahead. Go together, recover in time for charity. going to be. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's we haven't got easy games to start, which is nice. We're not going to play a few like easy games and then go on to the charity events. We're quite lucky that there's 2 quite testing games, and then we're going to get chucked into the deep end with the charity events, which does actually start 14th of August. We are at home playing the Elite Charity Football Club, which, again, I don't really know much about, but the first event in aid of Mind. So, I know obviously the main goal is we're going to want to raise as much money for Mind as we can, but we don't want to come out, raise all of that money, and then come off the pitch losing. That's not what we're going to be there to do. Especially our first game at home. We don't want that.
No, exactly. We're going to want to win there. And we will get a win.
I do think the plan, we will turn the Samarco Stadium into the Fortress, which we're quite lucky. We've got a few home games before we go back.
You're
So
breaking
we
up.
do face, probably, it's typical bloody connection at the minute. Yeah, Friday we take on Friday 21st of August. Tuesday night FC Eastbourne. They're going to make quite a long trip to us, which fair play to them, you know, to come out and raise money with us. But I know a little bit more about them. I know they do meet up every Tuesday night, hence the name. They play football together every week. So that one is going to probably be the toughest game up to start out with. I think that's going to be one of the tougher games. But again, we've got the home advantage. So hopefully that'll work in our favour. But yeah, I do think that's going to be, out of the games listed so far, that's probably going to be our big test.
We'll soon see, won't we? We'll soon see.
Yeah.
That's it. We've just got to hope that over the holiday period, over the pandemic period, I suppose you call it, they're going to have lost their chemistry. So by the time we come to play them, that'll give us another advantage. But yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. But end of August, we have a nice long away trip. But not for nothing, because we are going to take on a team of Hull City legends, which I must admit, if you told like a childhood me that we was going to play a team of ex-Premier League players, I'd be, you know, jumping for joy. But to be honest, I am inside anyway. But that's a game I'm really looking forward to. The away trip, you know, it's going to be well worth it. But to be able to say that we've just fielded a team against like ex-Premier League players, a team of ex-Hull City legends, and to say we've beat them as well, because that's obviously what's going to happen. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one, and all thanks to you for getting that one booked in, John. That was amazing work. And I think every single one of our lads is excited for that one. Me personally, I'm really excited for doing that. But again, thanks for the legends as well for agreeing to play us as well. It means a lot.
That's a huge game, and that's going to obviously give us so much publicity as well, which is a good thing to see that we are serious about what we're doing. And I can't wait to be able to say that we've beat some professional footballers. So.
Confidence
yeah,
is sky high.
You know, so you win games. As you just brought up about the awareness, raising the awareness, you know, I think that's going to go a long way as well. It's going to help us not only get our name out, but to help the rest of the country get eyes on us and see, you know, we're not just coming out to play football and raise a little bit of money. We're coming out there to raise as much as we can. And to do it all through the love of the beautiful play, helping this year. We're only booked up to the first week of November alone. Bearing in mind we're not going to get to start until at least is fantastic. But as you said, to get that awareness out there, it will help us more teams involved to play us and to raise even more money.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, agree.
And that leads us nicely into September. We take on, again, a team I know very little about. but we host Ollie United at home. Hopefully, off of the back of a huge win against Hull Legends. We will see. We then, Jeezy, I've just checked. We're at home literally all of September so far. But the one game in September that stands out, I think, is against the People's 11. You know, they're going to have a mix of their first reserves and third team to come down to us.
I do just, if it's okay with yourself, John, I do just want to just take a step back there and just do a little bit of a shout out to Ollie United for agreeing to play us, actually.
People that have gone. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so again, Ollie United are another fantastic cause, and big up to Robson up there for agreeing to come and play us. That they actually play for their own cause, for neuroblastoma as well. So they're raising money for that cause, which is quite close to them. So we'll do all we can to try and support them as well. And again, in turn, they're trying to support us. So big up to Ollie United for doing that.
Yeah. As you said about us doing all that we can, you know, I think it's not just about raising money for charities that we have close to us, but teams like Ollie United, you know, they all play for their own cause. If we can help them raise a huge amount of money, then we've done our job, I think.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
I just feel bad that they're going to travel all the way and we're going to have to beat them for that to happen, but, you know, that's the way game works.
Love that, mate. Love it.
But yeah, you know, the September looks quite stacked. You know, as I was saying about the People's FC, for people that have like that link charity that they've raised all of that money just through playing football, it's nothing to sneeze at. And to be honest, whilst we were setting up last year, they was a massive inspiration. I looked at what they was doing while we were setting up, getting a few names out there. And yeah, to look at what they was doing, I thought if they can do that, why can't we? So to be able to get a game is massive for me.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree, yeah. They do some
big
fantastic
shout out to them. Massive. Yeah, so a big shout out to them for coming to us as well to raise money. I'm heartbroken that I'm not going to be there to play them or to even meet the boys, which I'm genuinely gutted. But, you know, it's going to be an amazing day overall. That is going to be a tough one. I can't call that one, I must admit. I look through these list of games and think, yeah, I fancy our chances. But the People's FC, there's a reason they've got such a good name. They're not just great at like raising money. They're a good football team as well. So that is going to be a big challenge. But I think the boys are up for that.
Yeah, but again, just as we said, another one that we're going to have to win, isn't it? So
I'll be disappointed if we lose any of these games, especially that Hull Legends game. That should be a walk in the park. Another one then, to finish September, is a very... I'm probably more gutted to miss this game, but just because of what they raised for. TCT11, you know, they raised for an amazing cause, and to be able to help them raise for a teenage cancer trust it's very close to my heart for like private reasons. But I'm gutted. I'm gonna miss out on the fundraising. But again, I know that you two and the rest of the boys will do like everything in your power. You will work 110% to raise as much money for them as possible. Again, it's sad that we have to beat them, but to raise that money for such an important cause, it really, I can look at why we've set the team up and think, yeah, we are doing something really amazing here.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more, mate. Yeah. It just goes back to the point that we're not doing it for just our own charities, as well as that we're willing to host people for their chosen charities as well. So that's quite important to mention. But yeah, I agree. I think TCT11 again for another cause that we're happy to help with.
You know, that is such a big cause, and I think to be able to help them raise for that important cause, just it is fantastic. So big shout out to them for coming to us. What we got next? So then my first game back in October, which annoyingly is another warm-up game, but it will set us up nicely for the charity games ahead. We take on Gravesend Vipers away from home. Again, I don't really know much about these, to be honest. I know they're quite a good footballing outlet. So to start the month of October with that game should be quite a nice challenge. But that's going to be a nice little warm-up game, especially for what's coming up the to the year. So to start the away trips. Nice little warm-up game for that, which leads us. We haven't a little break from the 18th of October.
Big one.
We play. I suppose you could call it an international game. We fly over to Jersey to take on Wednesday Night FC, which when we first started talking to him on Twitter, the first thing in my head was, I want to go Jersey and I want to play this lot. So big, massive shout out to Spencer actually for getting this one sorted, for getting this penciled in and the deal done. But to be able to say we're going to play an international game, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
First
exactly.
of many, I think, as well.
Yeah, and it's a big shout out. Just a little bit on them, so that again, they started off doing five-a-side and everything over there in Jersey, and they looked at us because they wanted to kind of do this similar to what we're doing over there. Really, is have a set up and raise as much money through football as they can. So they turned to us. I mean, again, we'll duly help them out and give them what we can for that. So yeah, big shout out to them, and they're going to accommodate us quite well.
I think that's it. And will be massive, not just for the clubs, but for what we're both trying to do as well. So I'm glad that we've met a team such as themselves that we are able to build that relationship with. But I think more than anything, I'm looking forward to the away trip.
Yeah,
that one I'm taking a little bit selfishly to be able to say Essex Charity FC on the road. It's going to be massive.
Yeah. It's going to be huge. When do you ever hear of a team doing that?
Exactly. And it come out of the blue, really, to be fair. And
as early on as we're going to be able to do it as well. No, I'm excited for that. So then we've only got 2 more games booked in after this, but I bet by the time the next call happens, we'll have easily another 6 or 7 booked in. But we actually take on a team of our sponsors. We take on the home kit sponsors, PB Decor, at home at what should be the Fortress by then. But I think once we arrange and once we've got the deal done with the home sponsors, I thought we all come together and thought, right, it would be nice to be able to thank them in a different way and be able to play them, get them down to the stadium, be able to play the boys. And that way, I think we can thank them in person as well. It's not just, we were able to do all the social media stuff and to help build their business, to thank them for giving us the support that we needed. But to be able to have like a personal thank you. How many teams get sponsors and say, right, okay, why don't you come and play us? Get a team together and we'll come and play you. It's an extra bit of awareness for your brand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And for your company. But we're able to bring them down to the stadium also that. And then to wrap the year off so far, the first week of November, we host AFC Yorkies that are going to come down from Leeds, which again, massive. It's a massive. Not going to be an easy game at all. They're going to come to us. They're not going to want to make that trip for nothing.
No.
They're going to want to make that trip to beat us. Unfortunately for them, though, we're going to be ready for them. But to work alongside such a team as themselves, to raise a lot of money for charities, I think everyone that we've got penciled in so far, whether home or away, we want to thank you all because of what you're going to do for us as a club and what you're going to allow us to do as a club to help charities. You're going to help us get our name out there, get a lot more eyes on the product, and that's just going to allow us to raise loads and loads of money for amazing charities, which I can't wait for. I really can't.
Yeah. And apologies to AFC Yorkies. I'm not sure they are from Leeds. I think they're from the Hull area as well. So apologies to them. That's my mistake for that.
Fair play. Fair play. All I know is it's a long trip that they're going to make.
But it's important to remember that those guys have...
Thank you for that.
Yeah, those guys have also raised a hell of a lot of money for charity as well. But on a more important note, that they are as well a good football inside as well. So we have to take that into consideration. But it just goes a long way to where we are and what we've been doing is that we are getting teams from quite far afield that are willing to travel, and we're willing to travel as well, just to play these games and raise this money.
Definitely, good to. We got so thankful for all these different teams coming down, playing us, helping raise money for such brilliant causes. Obviously, it's just amazing how everyone's coming together and still getting these games down ahead for us.
Yeah.
That's it. I think home or away, no matter if we win, we lose, we draw, we're all going to play as a team. But the most important thing, the winners are always going to be the charities that we're raising for. So
Absolutely.
Thank you to every single team that's going to host us and that's going to travel to us to help us raise this money. And we hope that the more, as time goes on, we can raise even more money for even more charities.
Yeah, that's the plan, and it will happen.
Just watch the space, boys.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. The future's bright. The future is bright. Anything else you two gentlemen would like to add before we conclude?
Not for me. I think just from what you said, thank you to everyone that's going to travel to us and then now to host us as well. Just to carry on from what you said, really, mate. It's much appreciated.
I agree with that. I'm just looking forward to meeting all these other teams and all these people come to support us. And we'll see them soon.
Yep.
That's it. I just want to quickly add as well, thank you to all of the sponsors, that have allowed us to get this to happen. A big thank you to our home and away sponsors, PB Decor and Fleet Focus. A big thank you to Screw Fixture providing us footballs to warm up. Little Bricks, Lawson London Limited, who are obviously supporting the first charity cup as well against the elite. So all of the amazing charities that have supported us, all of the amazing companies that have supported us have allowed us to get this ball rolling even further than we originally planned. And a massive shout out to Whittam Town Football Club as well for hosting us, for allowing us to build the fortress at the Samarco Stadium. And yeah, again, thank you to all the teams that we're going to play home and away.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Couldn't agree more.
Mate.
Perfect.
Watch this space, as Seb said. Watch the space. That's it from me.
All right, boys.
Yeah, that's it from me as well. We're all good.
All right. Thanks very much, guys. Speak to you soon.
Yeah,
Cheers, lads.
Yeah.
Take